This video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and while supplies last, if you mention Saffron Olive in your order notes, we'll hook you up with a free Saffron Olive sticker with any Card Kingdom order. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Brew About Nothing. So this week, we are playing some Jund Cascade in Modern, the deck that's looking to make a bunch of Rhinos really quickly with Violent Outburst, Demonic Dread, and then just play a bunch of good 3 and 4 mana stuff to close out the game. So we're going to see how this deck works. Kind of aggressive, kind of tricky, definitely all about the Crashing Footfalls. So like usual, going to do a quick 2-minute refresher deck, then jump into the gameplay, see how Jund Cascade does in Modern. Before we do, a super quick reminder, if you haven't already, it would be so sweet of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Jund Cascade, starting with our most important card, Crashing Footfalls. That's what the deck is all about. We are only playing Crashing Footfalls as a card that costs less than 3 mana, which means we can use Demonic Dread and Violent Outburst as 3 mana, find a Crashing Footfalls, cast it for free, so we get around having to suspend it and wait 4 turns, which means Crashing Footfalls is pretty scary in this deck. We can potentially be making 2 Rhinos as early as turn 2, maybe even turn 1 if we get super lucky, and 2 4/4 tramples on the first couple turns of the game, often enough to close out the game. Because we want to cascade into Crashing Footfalls every single time, everything else has to be at least 3 mana. So we have Gruul Spellbreaker and a Vashino Sandsprinter. I caught one of them from the instant deck tech, but we still have one of them for fun. Spellbreaker, a good threat though. Seasoned Pyromancer up to the full 4. It is a really strong 3-drop. It lets us filter through our deck, get rid of extra lands, find our Cascade spells, basically just does it all. It's like a Faithless Looting that doesn't ruin our Cascade spells. Otherwise, at the top end of our card, Bloodbraid Elf, more cascading, not guaranteed to hit our Crashing Footfalls, but it could. Can also cascade into Seasoned Pyromancer, Gruul Spellbreaker, powerful, often hasty 3-drops to get in a ton of damage. 1 Hazoret, we get empty-ended pretty quick in this deck. 4 removal, we gotta get janky because, like I said, nothing can cost less than 3 mana or else we ruin our cascading. So Rift Bolt, kind of like our bad Lightning Bolt. Shriek Maw, it can kill things. We can evoke it for 2 mana. Discovery Dispersal, Street Wraith are technically cheap ways to kind of filter through our deck, although they're actually more expensive by converted mana cost so they don't ruin our Cascade. Simian Spirit Guide speeds things up a bit along with Gemstone Cavern. Since we have so many 3-drops, our best hands involve playing one of our 3-drops, like a Cascade spell or something on turn 2. Simian Spirit Guide, Gemstone Caverns help make that a reality. Otherwise, a bunch of lands, a couple of creature lands, some shock lands, some basic lands. Sideboard-wise, Leyline of the Void to give us a chance against the Hogak decks, other graveyard decks. A bunch of removal options, Melser Pulse, Dismember, Crossing Grips for artifacts and enchantments. Dapping Matrix kind of shuts down a little bit of everything, like a bad Stony Silence or expensive Stony Silence that also hits creatures. Choke for control, Ricochet Trap, kind of our weird red counter spell, Slaughter Games for combo, and that is Jund Cascade for Modern, and that's our Much Brew deck for this week. So let's jump into the gameplay, see if cascading into Crashing Footfalls again and again and again and again is enough to win some games in Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, Much Brew About Nothing time. We are playing some Jund Cascade in Modern, and we're going to try this. We get to turn 1 Suspend Footfalls, turn 3 Violent Outburst into Footfalls, and Gruul Spellbreaker. I mean, we wouldn't mind a little bit more action, but this is reasonable. Especially on the play. Copperline Gorge, Footfalls suspended, pass the turn. Opponent, Snow-Covered Mountain, Soulscar Mage, alright. Sure. So, Mono Red Prowess, I guess. Take down the Footfalls. We draw land. I'll play Copperline Gorge, pass the turn. Opponent, Combat. Getting in with Soulscar Mage. Hits us down to 19. Yeah. Uh-oh. Alright, getting in more damage. Oh, are we just getting combo killed? Do they have, the double strike spell? Oh, opponent just had... I think our opponent just had their Dream Draw. Okay. Oh, maybe they don't have the double strike spell. Huh. Alright, so we dropped to 9, but our opponent pretty much dumped their hand. We take down Footfalls. We play Swamp. Pass the turn. Now we get to make some instant speed Rhinos, and we hopefully are okay. Opponent. Flame of Keld. Sure. Goes to combat.
Attack. So now we Violent Outburst into Rhinos. Eat the Soul Garbage. Untap. Rhinos. Taken down. Play Spellbreaker. And let's just go +1/+1 counter. One way we could lose would be our opponent drawing something hasty off the top, and we would prefer that not to happen. We hit our opponent to 6, because they're going to get 3 cards. They shouldn't be able to do it with just burn. Like, Triple Bolt would do it, but they don't have the mana for that. Crash Through draws a card. Land. Manamorphose. Well, I guess if they hit, like, Faithless Looting into double, triple Phoenix, I don't even know. I think we're in okay shape. Phoenixes would be a concern, but I don't think they can get enough. Like, Faithless Looting, double Phoenix, light up the stage. Alright, I think our opponents just run out of mana. Oh, alright, it's a speed Rhinos. Enough, just barely. Do we have anything that gains us life? Not really. Well, I guess we gotta bring in Dismember. Dismember can kill something extremely painfully, but it can do it. And, I mean, I guess that's basically our plan. Hope we can make some Rhinos in time. Being on the draw is gonna make it a little trickier. Just a smidge. That is one of the downsides, especially if we don't have a Simian Spirit Guide. We don't really start doing things until turn 3. And on the draw against Mono Red Prowess, turn 3 could just be too slow. Alright, I mean, we'll keep this. I guess we do something on turn 2, which is... Ooh, there's Blister Coil. Which is Discovery Dispersal, but... Ooh, Simian Spirit Guide. That's not the worst. That does speed things up a little bit. Well, play Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn. Opponent. Combat. Gets in with Blister Coil, sure. Down to 19. Ooh, are they stuck on 1 land? Light up the stage. Looking for those lands. Untaps. No land. Well, crack this. Take a Blood Crypt tapped. Untap. Cascade spell. Bloodstained Mire. Okay, so we could get down a Spellbreaker. That might be our best play. Spellbreaker, but then we're left doing nothing next turn because we have to spend our Simian Spirit. I guess we're Discovery Dispersaling next turn. Alright, yeah, I think we got to do it. We just have to get a body out there. So, Gruul Spellbreaker as a 4/4. Pass the turn. Opponent. We know they got a Bolt. Ooh, they hit land number 2. That is a huge draw for our opponent. Manamorphose. Yeah, that's a really big draw. If our opponent didn't hit that land, they were going to be in a bit of trouble. Soulscar Mage. And bolts the Spellbreaker. Yep. Well, now I think we might just be chumping. Yeah, let's chump. It's too easy for a Spellbreaker to die, so we might as well save some life. More lands. Well, yeah, that means we just Discovery. Ugh. I guess we can crack a land first. Play the land, crack the land. Thin our deck. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Discovery. Oh boy. Graveyard, graveyard. Alright, more lands. Oh, into more lands! Holy lands! Alright. Well, that's a lot of lands. That's a lot of lands. And our opponent's got 2 Prowess creatures and draws land number 3. Not looking great. Prowess creature number 3. So every spell just represents infinite damage here. Cast Through, triggers, draws. And Lava Dart, triggers, draws. Yeah, this is a little bit like what we worried would happen. Although, at the same time, we have hit a ridiculous number of lands. There's a Lava Dart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands gone out of 15 cards. That is a high land percentage. Mutagenic Growth. Are we just literally dead? I believe so. 7. Yeah, alright. Well, good news is we get to be on the play here for game number 3. And further good news is, unlikely we draw 10 lands out of 15 cards again. Alright, we get to play first. Alright, I mean, I guess we keep this. We have turn 1 Suspend Footfalls, turn 3 Demonic Dread for Rhinos, turn 4 Bloodbraid Elf. Little bit nervous against how fast our opponent's deck is, or about how fast it is, but let's just Wooded Foothills, crack it, Forest, Suspend Footfalls, pass the turn. Stone-Covered Mountain, Monastery Swift Spear. Opponent, getting in, hitting us. Yep. Rhinos taking down. Well, Copperline Gorge, Suspend Rift Bolt, pass the turn. Oh, we'll see. What do you got, opponent? There's a lot of cards in hand. Land number 2. Swift Spear number 2. Swift Spear number 3. Oh my god. That is a lot of Swift Spears. Opponent getting in, hitting us. Down to 15. Well, we untap. Take down, take down. Rift Bolt a Swift Spear. Wooded Foothills. Crack it. Yeah, we got to do it. Crack it. Man, we're shocking ourselves too. Blood Crypt down to 12. Demonic Dread. A Swift Spear. Cascade. Rhinos. Alright, so we got some defense-ish. Past the turn. And there's more Rhinos on the way in a couple turns. Alright, opponent. How can you get through the 4/4s? That's the question. I mean, the answer is by casting a lot of spells, but... Opponent. Lava Darts our face. Growing the Swift Spears. Yep. Light up the stage. Growing the Swift Spears. Hitting what? Lava Dart, Lava Spike. That's a lot of damage. Opponent, combat. Goes attacking. Well, we will put everything in front of... Actually, you know what? Let's block. If they want to sack a land for Lava Dart and kill our Rhinos, we're gonna let them. We just got to try to stay alive. There's a Lava Dart. Puts our opponent down to 1 land. Grows the Swift Spears. We untap. We take down Rhinos. 1 more turn. Copperline Gorge. Oh my god. Alright, shock ourselves. Oh, our own mana base has been really hurting us. Bloodbraid. Ooh, into Rhinos. Okay. That was good. Pass the turn. Opponent's only got 1 land. And the Rhinos are coming. Maybe we should have got in with Bloodbraid. Opponent Lava Spikes us to 8. Or from 8 to 5. And... Wow, goes attacking. Alright. Block. Mutagenic Growth. Saves a Swift Spear. Well, here comes Rhinos. Cast it. Violent Outburst. Rhinos. Combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 9. Can they kill us? That's a question. They got to top deck a land to have a chance. Opponent bolts us to 2 and scoops it up. Whoo! We got there. It took all 4 Crashing Footfalls, but it was enough. Sometimes you just play all the Rhinos. Whew. Okay. Oh, man. That is a scary matchup. Apparently just making free 4/4s. Again and again and again. We literally cast every copy of Crashing Footfalls that game. With a total of 4 lands, we made 32 power of Rhinos across a bunch of bodies. Not bad. We did get lucky with the Bloodbraid to hit Rhinos. That could have hit any number of things, but we'll take it. Sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are playing Jund Cascade in Modern, and this hand actually seems pretty sweet. We have the ability to make many Rhinos. Raging Ravingo, starting on turn 2. And we have a Seasoned Pyromancer for after. This hand seems pretty ideal. Gemstone Mine for our opponent. Passes. So we will, let's see. Let's just Blood Crypt untapped. Pass the turn. We can Violent Outburst to instant speed. And start getting in with our Rhinos. Probably Hogak, I would guess. Oh, Summoners. Oh, we're dying. It's this deck. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, can't do much about this. Against this deck, you mostly just hope that it beats itself. Opponent adds a blue mana. Wow, they had to have the convoluted combo. Neoforms, Grizzlebrand, Nourishing Shoal, up to 35, 7, 14, 21, 28. Yeah, opponent shouldn't be able to fizzle now. They can draw... Okay, another Summoner's back. Well, I mean, when this deck has the... Okay, now they can draw their whole deck. When this deck has their opening hand, there's not a whole lot you can do. The only good news is it does tend to fizzle to some extent. Sadly, we don't really have... Choke doesn't do anything. Crossing Grip doesn't do anything. Ricochet Trap doesn't do anything. Maelstrom Pulse doesn't do anything. I guess Damping Matrix does, if we can get it down in time. Maybe Damping Matrix Slaughter Games. Shriekmaw's dead. Street Wraith we can cut. Rift Bolt's also not very exciting. Dismember. There's no timing to make Dismember really work. Alright. Well, yeah. Running like that. We're mostly hoping that our opponent beats themselves. That is the plan when you play against this deck. Okay. I mean, we're going to keep this. We don't have turn 1 interaction anyway. Our best route would be Simian Spirit Guide for Damping Matrix. We're mostly hoping our opponent does not have like a turn 1 or 2 kill. Once we get to turn 3, Damping Matrix shuts down Grizzlebrand, and Slaughter Games can get rid of Grizzlebrand the next turn. Or, like, whatever. Allosaurus Rider or something. So if our opponent doesn't have the turn 1 or 2 kill, this hand's good. But if they do, then, I mean, what do you do? What do you do when you get Neobrand on turn 2? Opponent goes to 6, which is not as low as I would like. If they're keeping at 6, they should have the win in hand. Opponent, extra mana. Waterlog Grove. Simian Spear Guide. Allosaurus Rider. Eldritch Evolution. Grizzlebrand. Activates. Well, we gotta hope they whiff on life gain. Although, we still can't do anything. Alright, Nourishing Shoal. And we will scoop it up. Well, welcome to Modern. Oh, we just want to make Rhinos, and then opponents are like, yeah, we're going to kill you on turn 1 every game. Fair enough. All right, much ado about nothing time. We are playing some Jund Cascade in Modern, and this hand needs one more land, but if we get one more land, it's pretty good. We can suspend on 1. We have Demonic Dread for turn 3, theoretically, to make more Rhinos. And a bunch of Spellbreakers, so we do need to draw one more land. But I think this is a keep. Suspend, Footfalls. Technically, we can Shriekmaw something as well, so that also helps. Opponent, Polluted Delta. Cracks Polluted Delta. Overgrown Tomb, untap, 17, and Gravecrawler. Alright, so we're getting gacked. Opponent passes. We take down Rhinos. That is a land. Well, play Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn. We have a lot of graveyard hate in the sideboard. Opponent, Carrion Feeder, getting in. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Take a Blood Crypt, tapped. Down to 15. Shriekmaw not looking great here. Take down Crashing Footfalls. I mean, I guess we just make Rhinos. Wooded Foothills, crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest. And yeah, I mean, let's make some Rhinos. Demonic Dread, Gravecrawler, Cascade. Into some Rhinos. Alright, past the turn, we got the 4/4s. Opponent kept a 1 land, right? I assume if they hit another land, things get really bad. There's a land, untapped. Glow Spore Shaman, gonna mill some cards. That means Gak is probably coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're 1 card short of Gacking. Oh, they had one in hand. Alright, well, there's a Hogak. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Crashing Footfalls, taken down. We'll play Raging Ravine. We will play Gruul Spellbreaker. Put a counter on it. We have a lot of 4/4s, but can our 4/4s beat an 8/8? That is the biggest issue here. Opponent. Another Glow Spore Shaman. Mills, Hogak, Vegevine, Gravecrawl. Oh my goodness. Ah! Boy. Well, that was some really good mill 3ing. Holy sweet mother. Yeah, that was insane mills every time. Okay. Well, Hogak, hooray. Hooray for Hogak. Everyone loves Hogak. And I guess this is just over, sadly. Like, what are we supposed to do? Even if we kill something, our opponent just recasts Hogak? Like, oh, this is the worst. This is the worst. Well, we will kill stuff. Yeah, that was a really devastating mill to hit a Gravecrawler and a Vengevine and have the land. That is the nightmare. Opponent, I gotta recast Hogak. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's an 8/8 that you can't kill for free every turn. Wizards. I wonder. Sometimes I wonder what went through Wizards' mind when they were making Hogak. Like how did they even talk themselves into that being a card that should be allowed in Modern? Like, or ever printed? What were they? I want to know what that meeting was like, where they sat down there like, I got this idea. Let's make a 8/8 for free that you can cast from your graveyard, and let's give it. Like, how did they come to that conclusion? Wizards is usually pretty good at making Magic cards, but then cards like Hogak come around, and you're like, it just boggles your mind. Like, how is it possible that people that are really good at making Magic cards would think that Hogak was something that they should do? I will never understand. Opponent finally has a not insane mill, but they have a Carrion Feeder. Yeah, I mean, alright. Well, let's go to sideboarding, bring in some Graveyard Hate, see what happens. So we get to bring in all these Leylines of the Void. Slaughter Games feels slow. Maelstrom Pulse isn't even that good. I guess we can bring in Dismember. Rift Bolt's pretty slow. Shriekmaw doesn't really kill anything because everything's black. All right, I mean, I guess we're on the mulligan into leyline plan. It is a Hogak matchup. We get to play first. And we are going to keep this. We need another land to really start doing things afterwards, but 2 ley lines should slow our opponent down a smidge. Copperline Gorge, go. Opponent. Marsh Flats, cracks it. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. And Carrion Feeder. Opponent passes. Ugh. Land! 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 We have double Season Pyramid. Oh, this hand's so good if we draw land. Black Cleave Cliffs for our opponent. Glowspore Shaman. Mills some stuff. Gets exiled. Well, come on, land. Come on, land. Come on, land. You can do it. Opponent gets in. Hits us. 19. Alright. Well, Season Pyromancer. Make some dorks. Discard. Discard. Player Raging Ravine. Pass the turn. Well, we got blockers now, which is nice. Faithless Looting. Opponent's got to find an answer to these ley lines. 2 Hogaks down. Plays a land. Combat. Gets in. Does not get in. Gets in. Well, I mean, we will block with an elemental. Land for Hazaret would be nice. Opponent cracks. 16. Overgrow Tomb. Untapped. Bloodghast. Sure. Alright, Blood Crypt. Untapped. Down to 17. And yeah, I think this might close out the game. Hazaret. Combat. Hit you for a bunch. Opponent has no blockers. Down to 7. Untaps. And yeah, I mean, our turn. We drew the ley lines this game. That's what you want against the GAC. Opponent gets it, hits us. Uh-huh. Yeah, opponent, they're done. Scoops it up. Well, game 1 the GAC does. Game 2 we leyline them. Playing the old reveal your opening hand. See who wins game. Yeah, alright, run it back. Ley lines. Ley lines. This hand could make Rhinos, but I don't think making Rhinos wins. No graveyard hate. No graveyard hate. Alright. Well, that's bad. We mulligan to 3, which means 1, 2, 3, 4 cards to the bottom. Ley line into play. Well, we found a ley line. Unfortunately, we have nothing going on. Wow. Our last Simian Spirit Guide. That does mean if we draw... Oh, no. Oh, life is over. Alright, well... Well, thankfully tomorrow's a BNR announcement. And then the nightmare of Wizard's Folly will be over. Opponent passes. Suspend football. Pass the turn. Opponent. Stitcher Supplier. Hogak. And we scoop him up. Oh, no Hogak. Alright. I mean, if we draw a red source, we can play a Seasoned Pyromancer. That's a thing. And it draws us cards. Another Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, well, I guess we get Rhinos in a while. Another land for our opponent. Cracks it. Blood Crypt, untapped, 14. Carrion Feeder, combat. Yeah, we're definitely getting GAC now. Hits us, down to 21. Sack Stitcher Supplier. Mills, 2 Vengevines. Carrion Feeder, gets back 2 Vengevines. Well, I mean, we mulligan into the ley line. Opponent had the answer. We played the Reveal Your Opening Hands London Mulligan rule game, and our opponent came out on top. Their opening hand had more cards than ours, and the answer to the card that we revealed, so... that's the thing with coin flips. They're 50-50. We got them in game 2. Game 3, we did not. Alright, and we scoop it up. Sure. Alright, much brew about nothing time. We are playing some Rhinos. Jun Cascade in Modern. And, alright. We'll give this a go. We're going to need land number 3 at some point, but we will take a Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Suspend Rhinos. Pass the turn. Opponent. Prismatic Vista. And passes. We take down our Rhinos. Psycho Street Wraith. Play a land. Let's just pass. Land! We need land! We got double Bloodbraid, too. Boy, if we just go land, we can play a lot of sweet cards. Opponent, Snow-Covered Island. And passes. Let's draw land. Land, please. Alright, that's a land. So, let's start with Gruul Spellbreaker. Put a counter on it. Pass the turn. One more land. One more land for these Bloodbraids. That's what we're looking for. Opponent. Cracks Prismatic Vista. Snow-Covered Swamp. Untaps. Windswept Teeth. Cracks it. Temple Garden. Untapped. Okay. And 2 more turns till the Rhinos come. Kaya's Guile. Alright, so they get rid of our Spellbreaker. Let's draw a land. Crashing Footfalls coming down. Discovery Dispersal. Well, I guess this leaves us with Seasoned Pyromancer. Discard, Riftbolt, Discovery Dispersal. Oh man, there's a land. Alright, well next turn we get to start Blood Braiding. Every turn from now until the end of time. We'll see if that does it. Like, that should be a lot of value. Snow-covered forest for our opponent. Well, crack Wooded Foothills. Blood Crypt, tapped. Down to 14. Untap. Footfalls, coming down. Opponent runs out Icefang Kotal, sure. We get our Rhinos, we draw Bloodstained Mire. Well, let us Bloodbraid Elf. We got all different arts somehow. Demonic Dread. Ooh, that's more Rhinos. Rhinos. That's what our deck can do when things go well. That's a lot of Rhinos on turn 5. Combat. Attack with everything. Hit our opponent. And hope for no Dead of Winter. Dead of Winter would be the most annoying. Pass the turn. Opponent. Scoops it up. Rhinos. Rhinos. Stop it all over them. Okay. Well, that went pretty well. I assume our opponent's playing 5-color Niv. But the Rhino plan worked pretty decently, I would say. So what do we want against 5-color Niv? I'm thinking like Maelstrom Pulses over Rift Bolts. Maybe Slaughter Games? Slaughter Games could get Niv. That does seem valuable. That is like the centerpiece of that deck. If the deck can't refuel with Niv, it is pretty pedestrian. Alright, let's try it like that. Make the Rhinos make the Rhinos. Attack with the Rhinos. Hope we don't run into Hogak. That's our plan for the day. Ooh, okay. This we like. We actually get to start with a free land. Exiling, I guess, Spellbreaker. And then we can Discovery Dispersal on turn 2. Hopefully find like a Cascade spell or something for 3. Astrolabe for our opponent. And our Slaughter Games is going to come online at some point to get rid of Niv, which seems just like a huge deal. We draw land, so let's Copperline Gorge. Discovery. Set things up. Target creature can't block. Huh. We don't actually have a target for this, unfortunately. Definitely graveyarding the land. Do we keep Demonic Dread, is the question. Yeah, I think the upside's high enough we'll keep it. If our opponent plays something like Birds of Paradise, we just get to make Rhinos. Worst case, we can use it to make Rhinos after we start playing our creatures. Which is a little slower than we'd like, but still, it's still something. Our other Cascade spell is better because it doesn't actually need to target anything. And it's instant speed, but opponent, what it fails, cracks it. Show us a creature, please. Stomping Grounds, untapped. Renin 6, that's not a creature. Okay, opponent passing. Bloodbraid Elf, well, Stomping Grounds tapped. Pass the turn. Teferi would also be annoying. Teferi to shut down our Cascades, because they're technically not sorcery speed. That would make us sad. Misty Rainforest. Opponent cracks it. Temple Garden. Tapped. Astrolabe. Yup. And opponent pass it. Alright. Remembers to get back their land. And passes. Well, play Swamp. And I think we just start with Bloodbraid. Bloodbraid Elf. Cascade. Maelstrom Pulse. Huh. Yeah, let's just kill Renin 6. Bloodbraid Elf. I was considering taking down both Astrolabes, but I think just getting rid of Renin 6 is worth it. Opponent untaps. And scoops it up. Okay! And that's what the Rhinos can do. The Niv deck is sweet, but cannot stand up to the heat of the hasty threats. Alright, cascaded him. We got him. Huh. Alright. The deck feels powerful. I mean, it's not Gak powerful, but it does feel pretty powerful. Alright, much brew about nothing time. We are playing some Jund Cascade, and we're going to keep this. I mean, worst case, we get turn 2 Seasoned Pyromancer, which is not horrible. Best case, we hit a Cascade spell and get to really go to town. Bloodstained Mire, go. Opponent. What are we up against? Blood Crypt, ooh, getting gacked. Untapped. And Faithless Looting. Definitely looks like Gax. Well, we'll see. Bloodghast Hogak. Sounds about right. Craig Bloodstained Mire. Take a Stomping Grounds. Untap. Cycle Street Wraith. Play Forest. Exile Spirit Guide. Season Pyromancer. Discard Riftbolt Raging Ravine. Oh, into land. Alright. Well, ship the turn. Opponent. Stitcher's Supplier. Gonna fill the graveyard. How good is the turn 2? Hits a Gravecrawler. So that means land gets Gak, right? 1, 2. Ooh, no land. Alright. Opponent passes. Bloodbraid. Well, play Copperline Gorge. Go to combat. Attack. I mean, if there's any chance we have of winning, I think it's just getting in damage. Opponent blocks. Mills some cards. Nothing too relevant. Well, Season Pyromancer number 2. Discard lands into even more lands. Well, we get a Bloodbraid next turn. Opponent untaps. Ooh, hits the land. Free Bloodgak. Bloodgak. Well, it kind of is Bloodgak, actually, because Hogak's going to be coming too if our opponent has literally any creature. Carrion Feeder. That gets Gravecrawler, which then gets Hogak, which then means we're dead, I guess? Carrion Feeder. Hogak. Yup. Opponent passing. More. Holy mother of lands. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Take our Swamp. Bloodbraid Elf. Cascade. Simian Spirit Guide. Do you have any chance of winning? We get in for 4? Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's our... Alright, pass the turn. I don't know. We'll pass. I think we're mostly to the go to sideboard, trying to mulligan into ley lines, part of the Hogak matchup. We have at 11 lands, which is a lot. Kind of unfortunate draws with our Pyromancers to just go lands into lands. Although, in all honesty, I don't think we're beating Hogak here anyway, so a lot less troll. We can try to kill stuff, but it all returns. Part of what makes Hogak so good. Opponent, going attacking. I mean, I guess we block Carrion Feeder. We could put everything in front of Hogak, and then our opponent would just recast it. So we'd sacrifice our board to Fog Hogak for 1 attack. Wow, opponent's going to sack it all. Huh, okay. Sacks a bunch of stuff. Passes. We draw more lands, and we will scoop it up. Well, like I said, we drew a lot of lands, but I don't think we're going to beat Hogak there anyway. So we get to bring in all the ley lines. Bring in 2 Maelstrom Pulses. Go down Shriekmaw. Go down Riftbolt. Go down Sand Sprinter. And I guess, like, Discovery Dispersal? Yeah, try it like that. I mean, mulligan, hope to hit multiple ley lines. That's our game plan. And then our opponent, they get to reveal their hand, see if they have more anti-ley line cards than we have ley lines, and then we'll see who wins. All right, we get to play first. No ley line. All right, there's ley lines. Yeah, we'll keep. We'll see. Sadly, 1 Force of Vigor undoes all this. Yeah, Spellbreaker to the bottom, Spellbreaker to the bottom, Leyline into play. Wooded Foothills, go. Alright, you got Force of Nature? Or Vigor? Not yet. Okay, well now we would like a land to play the Season Pyromancer. Opponent, Carrion Feeder, and passes. Alright, so Forest, crack this, get a Blood Crypt, untapped, Simian Spirit Guide, Season Pyromancer, draw a couple cards. Land. See, the Pyromancer's been really good at drawing his 2 lands this match. Pass the turn. Peat land for our opponent. Could use a Cascade spell to make some Rhinos. That would be sweet. Collective Brutality. Well, joke's on you, opponent. We got no land. We got only lands. Way to throw away a card for nothing. Opponent gets in for 1. Come on, Cascade spell for Rhinos. Down to 16. Opponent passes. More lands while Raging Ravine go. Well, I guess we did mold a 5, so being a little action light makes sense. Opponent adepts. And Bloodgas. Well, Cascade spell's still our best draw, but we will take basically, well, Bloodbraid Elf would be good. Basically any action would be helpful here. More lands. Oh my god. Alright, Stomping Grounds tapped. Well, this is not how we were hoping this was going to go after we hit 2 ley lines. Opponent. Swamp. Combat. Gets in. Down to 12. Passes. Ooh, there's Violent Outburst. Alright, Bloodstained Mire, go. We're just going to make some instant speed Rhinos and try to get rid of these creatures. I think that's our best plan. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Combat. Well, it is Rhino time. Violent Outburst. Into Rhinos. What do you got, opponent? Assassin's Trophy. A Rhino. Alright, we get a land out of our deck. We will block Carrion Feeder, I think. That is the bigger long-term threat. Kill Carrion Feeder. Drop to 10. Well, crack Bloodstained Mire. Down to 9. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Untap. Violent Outburst. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, go to combat. We're just going to keep making Rhinos. Go to combat. Get it with our Rhino. Hit our opponent. I mean, this is what our deck wants to do. Rhino, Rhino, Rhino. Down to 13. Play the Mountain past the turn. Opponent untaps. I'm guessing Rhinos part 2, though. Seals the deal. Looks like our double ley lines are going to hold. Opponent goes attacking. Well, guess what, opponent? We do another one. Man, more are coming. More are coming. Violent Outburst. Into Rhinos. And what do you got, opponent? Anything? Well, we eat your Bloodghast. And opponent scoops it up. Okay. Well, that's how we beat the gag. We mulligan into 2 ley lines, and our opponent does not have an answer. Run it back. Same plan. Same plan. Mulligan into those ley lines. Oh, this matchup. This meta. The decks felt good, except when we just lose to really unfair things. Our losses so far have been Hogak, in a 3-game match, and also Neobrand, where we died on turn 2 twice. Ooh. We have a ley line. We do. We're short on a land. We have a Simian Spirit Guide. Ooh. Yeah, I guess we keep. I mean, we got the ley line. It would be nice if we just drew a land, but alright, there's the ley line. Opponent. Swamp. And Stitcher's Supplier. Gonna exile some cards. Hopefully Leyline answers. Vengevine looting Lotleth Troll. Alright. Opponent passing. Come on, land off the top. Crashing Footfalls. That is the opposite. Pass the turn. Ugh. Our deck has been so good at drawing us tons of lands. Let's have that ability come through one more time. One more time. One more time with a land. Vern Catacombs. Opponent. I guess the only good news is if their answer is Assassin's Trophy, it does get us a land. Opponent. Getting in for 1. Down to 19. Passes. Land. Oh, that's a land. All right. So Wooded Foothills. Actually, you know what? I think we need to season Pyromancer. Oh, this is tough. Yeah, I think we have to season Pyromancer. Crack this. Grab a Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Simian Spirit Guide. Season Pyromancer. Discard Footfall. Spellbreaker. Oh, we didn't hit another land, though. Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Opponent cracks. And they have Assassin's Trophy. Overgrown Tomb. Untapped. Definitely Assassin's Trophy. There's Assassin's Trophy. We take a Swamp. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand now. Opponent. Stitcher's Supplier Part 2. That's a good one. Mills of Faithless Looting. Blood Crypt. Untapped to 15. Opponent. Combat. Passing. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Well, we will Violent Outburst. Get in a bit more damage. Get some Rhinos. Yup. Opponent. Assassin's Trophy on a Rhino. Okay. Well, we'll grab a land. We hit our opponent to 10. Wow, there might be a chance. We have a Maelstrom Pulse in hand, which can kill a Gak. Opponent doesn't mill anything too helpful. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent, are we beating Gak? Are we beating the Gak? Without our graveyard hate sticking? Opponent. 2 cards in hand. Faithless Looting in the graveyard. Looting. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. Opponent. 4, 5, 6, 7. Discards a Bloodghast and a Nature's Claim. Passes. We untap. We go to combat. We attack our opponent. Oh my god, I think we're doing it. Opponent. How do they block? Do they block? Blocks. Well, I mean, Violent Outburst. Pump the Dorks. Make Rhinos. Crashing Footfalls Part 2. Opponent dropping to 2. No creatures on the battlefield. Mills themselves. Nothing too relevant. We pass the turn. Oh man, we're taking down Gak. We're taking down Gak. I think we're doing it. Opponent, looking at their hand, is there a way out? There is not. An opponent scoops it up, and we took down the Gak, and we finish with a winning record with Judd Cascade. Whoo! We got a treasure chest. We got there. I gotta say, that was actually a pretty impressive performance for this deck. Our 2 losses, we lost to Hogak once, although we did just beat Hogak in our last match, and we lost to Neobrand, where they just had turn 1 and turn 2 kills, which that's going to be basically anyway. Like, Neobrand, you don't beat Neobrand, really. It beats itself a decent percentage of the time, and in our matchup, it didn't do that, so kind of impressive that when you actually look at how we lost, the deck actually put up a good fight, splitting with Hogak, and then also being able to only lose to just a really unfair deck, getting really unfair draws. So, all right, let's crack our treasure chest. It's only one, but it could be the one with a complete set. You never know. It has happened. It could happen again. Treasure chest, 1 of 1 from our Jun Cascade 3-2. Ooh, Phyrexian Arena, Chandra's Embercat, and Stormherd. Returning, Commander 2018. I mean, it's a cool Phyrexian Arena. I don't think it's worth much, but it is the original, which I like. I think I have a white border one I've been using for Commander Clash, so I'll probably use it. 98 cents. But having the original sweet will be showing up in Commander Clash decks. I'm pretty sure the one I had before was white border. Phyrexian Arena. I gotta apparently have a stack of white bordered ones. 9th edition, 8th edition. But yeah, that's my first Apocalypse one. So yeah, I'll use that in Commander Clash. Well, we'll talk about it in the wrap up, but oddly impressive performance for this deck. Apparently just making a bunch of 4/4s for free again and again and again. Actually kind of good, even in a really unfair modern meta. Although, we did lose to the most unfair deck we played. But we beat Hogak! That's all that matters. Get out of here. One more time before the bannings. Whew. All right, sweet, sweet. So what do we learn this week about Jun Cascade in Modern? And the deck was pretty sweet. We played a league, we went 3-2, which is a pretty solid record, and even more solid when you consider our 2 losses. One of them was to Hogak, where we mulliganed to like 3, I think, to find a ley line in game 3. Although we did get our revenge on Hogak when we rematched in our last game. And the other was to Neobrand, where opponent had turn 2 kill, turn 1 kill. And Neobrand's a deck, we talked about it a little bit during the video. It loses to itself a lot. You don't really beat it too often. I mean, sometimes you can like get it with a Thoughtseize or whatever, but mostly you're hoping that it's going to fizzle, and it does fizzle a lot of the time. But when it consistently has turn 1 or two draws, we're never going to beat that, really. We're just hoping it beats itself, which thankfully it does a reasonable amount. Otherwise, the deck felt really good. We were able to just play a lot of Rhinos, and playing a lot of Rhinos really quickly is apparently a pretty good way to take down a lot of decks in Modern. The deck looks wonky, and the curve is admittedly wonky. I wish we had like another Simian Spirit Guide or something. The biggest downfall of the deck is if we don't have a Simian Spirit Guide or our 1 Gemstone Caverns and we're on the draw, we can be too slow. Like, we skip turn 1, we skip turn 2. Yes, maybe we can, like, suspend something, which is a little value. Maybe we can Discovery Dispersal, a little value. But really, we don't start doing things until turn 3. The good news is, even if we get a slow draw and we're not doing things until turn 3, if we can have our turn 3 be make 2 Rhinos, and then maybe our turn 4 is Bloodbraid into something else, we can stabilize the board really quickly, because that's what the deck kind of does, is playing these things that make multiple things, so we can go from not doing anything to just overwhelming our opponent. We saw a good example of that against the Mono Red Prowess deck, where our opponent was playing all these Prowess creatures. They were pulling ahead over the first couple turns, getting in a bunch of damage, but then we'd be like, oh, okay, instant speed, Crashing Footfalls, block your stuff, Bloodbraid Elf into something else, block your stuff, and we'd be able to stabilize the board even after that slow start. So I feel like Judd Cascade, the deck is sweet. If you like being aggressive, if you like making Rhinos, it seems like a pretty legit option for Modern, and I think it's going to get even better once Hogak is banned tomorrow, I think, by the time this video goes up. So with Hogak being out of the format, then all bets are off. We can try all kinds of different things, and I'm sure that is coming tomorrow. So really, against Hogak, we did what we had to do. We went 1-1 against them, but really, it was kind of the reveal your opening hand game, where we just like mulligan, hope we hit ley lines, hope our opponent doesn't have answers to the ley lines. Sometimes they have answers and they win, sometimes they don't. We lose game 1 almost automatically. I don't think we ever win game 1, or it's very rare. We needed Hogak to like mulligan into a 1-lander, never hit land number 2 or something ridiculous to win game 1 against Hogak, but we did split with it. So I think this is a deck, it feels decent right now, and it gets even more decent theoretically once Hogak is banned and we have this shakeup and things are all going crazy, because Crashing Footfalls is powerful. It might not be restore ballots, it might not be living end, but cascading into 2 4/4s on turn 2, turn 3 is still a pretty legit plan in Modern. So anyway, that's been Jun Cascade for Modern, and that's been our Much Abrew deck for this week. So thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.